Right.
All right. We get to the dailies.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I have the daily graphic with me here, so I'm going to be starting with that. The headlines on the daily graphic: legal challenge to LGBTQ plus bill. Supreme Court demands fresh documents. Climate change, Galamsey remain greatest threats to cocoa production. And that's by panelists, and it's on page 43. Reports confidence in EC. Commission responds to registration slip error. 24-hour economy to unlocking employment opportunities, and that's by Prof. Opoku Ajiman. And MOFA presents National Best Farmer with 1 million Ghana Cedis award. And Ghana students join ASA savings and loans limited to plant 200 tree seedlings.
All right. Okay. So now we have the Ghanaian Times, and it says here on the front page, I think the daily graphic has some interesting headlines at the back.
Yeah.
It says, okay, so you went through that
I
one.
went through it,
You went through that one as well. Yeah, the tree planting thing, I think we need to have a deep conversation about that. For me, I think it's a two-sided thing. It's tree felling and tree planting.
Right.
It's important because at the end of the day, you don't want to do a cost-90 job, right? Because if the rate of cutting down of trees is faster than the rate of planting trees,
What's the
that's
point?
a problem.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, what is the point?
Anyway, the Ghanaian Times has these headlines. Religion-based campaign threat to democracy. NCCE is expressing worry. ADB presents a 1 million Ghana Cedi check to 2023 National Best Farmer, and it has photographed the smiling best farmer for the 2023, and she's there looking all Madam Charity Akotia of Agona West Municipality. All right, now we also have anti-LGBTQ motion. Supreme Court grants plaintiff leave to amend reliefs, and extend limited voters registration. And this is the running mate on the NDC ticket, making her opinions heard. And expedite payment of cross-border motor insurance claims to promote sub-regional trade. All right, so those are the headlines.
And the headlines on the front page of the Chronicle: 100% ownership of natural resources is misleading, and that's by Alan John Chirmantin. We need collective effort to fight Galamsey, and that's by the Vice President, Dr. Mamadou Bahumia. And Agona West NDC accuses communication officer of being a spy, but Abdullahi Wahab says it's a blatant lie. Anyway, the scripture for today is coming from Jeremiah 9:6. You live in the midst of deception. In their deceit, they refuse to acknowledge me, declares the Lord.
All right. We have the daily guide. Freddie Blay extols a tuneful. And we have no cause for alarm. This is coming from the EC. And we have Mahama fires back at Nana. And Supreme Court adjourns anti-gay bill indefinitely. And 3 arrested at voter registration center. Okay.
All right, on the front page of the Daybreak, EVAT rakes in 508 million Ghana cedis. Presidency bounces MFWA's request for KPMG report. Domahine gives Bahumia positive testimonial. And Supreme Court adjourns anti-LGBTQI case indefinitely.
All right, the anchor. Nguvu Mining, a good partner to Ghana through sports and CSR projects. Angry Tonto Chrome residents renew demand as slain miner laid to rest. NDC youth chase leader accuses him of chopping from opponents nyafu nyafu. Okay. And the EC board member offers prayer for smooth voter registration exercise.
All right, so my last paper here is the New Finder. President declines request for full KPMG report on SML and GRA contract. Domahine eulogizes Bahumia's humility campaign without insults. Supreme Court directs plaintiff in LGBTQI plus bill to suit file fresh motion. And GRA backs 508 million Ghana cedis from pilot phase of EVAT and invoicing.
All right. Now, the Citizen has these headlines. It says, Menchia South MPP chairman fights for monetary resourcing of MPP grassroots. It also says here, Odehi Tai Chai nominated and installed as Osudoku paramount chief. Chief of Bonre angry as indigents hoot at chairman Wontumi. And United Zongo for Baumia chairman petitions Minister for Justice and Attorney General. Those are the headlines on the front page of The Citizen. Now, there's a particular story. Let's do some online stories.
Right.
But there's a particular story on the back page of the Ghanaian Times. When you're done, I want to...
All right, no problem. So let's check out the headlines on citinewsroom.com. You can actually join us after we go through it. I'll establish a minimal development bank if elected president, and that's by the Vice President, Dr. Mamadou Baumia. And top trending stories. NPRA introduces new fee structure for pension service providers. TTH dialysis unit in crisis. Patients wait weeks for life-saving treatment. Rainstorm rips off roofing of 20 public schools in Volta region. Prof. Kwesi Yanka writes, public protocols and my waist pains.
Wow. And a few more headlines here. It says limited voter registration. EC must consider extending deadline. We also have waste management. Unattended households have been blacklisted. This is coming from Zoom Lion. Okay, and we also have a limited voter registration. EC's incompetent technicians must be changed. Kintampo North MP speaking there. And let me give you one more. 78% of Accra's waste is collected, 30% uncollected, Zoom Lion reveals. Okay, so there's a story on the back page of the Ghanaian Times. It says Black Bombers buoyed by relay team's qualification to Paris 2024. Now, the head coach of the Black Bombers, Ofori Asari, says his boxers will take inspiration from the qualification of Ghana's 4x100 men's relay team for the 2024 Olympic Games as they chase qualification for the global showpiece. Now, that day, Nigeria also qualified.
Yeah. And Liberia, I think.
And Liberia,
yeah, 3 of them.
Yeah. Speaking to the Times Sports on Tuesday, Coach Asari said the team was buoyed by the feat and every boxer was determined to make an appearance at the Games in Paris. Now, the team is currently holding a non-residential camping for the final 2024 Olympic Games qualifier in Bangkok, Thailand, from May 25th to June 5th. Now, in his view, Ghana's men's relay team qualification for the Games from the World Relay Championships excuse me, in the Bahamas has no doubt impacted positively on the boxers and are poised, and they are all poised to use the Bangkok qualifiers to qualify. Now, according to him, the zeal and the spirit of his boys have hit an all-time high, a situation he needs to manage them psychologically to get the very best out of them. Now, I go further down in the story here, and he says, Coach Asari appealed to corporate Ghana to come to the aid of the boxing team by financially supporting the team's preparation. We are in, I'm quoting, we are in dire need of vitamins, supplements, food, and accommodation to camp the team from now until we leave for the tournament, he stated. Expected to make the trip will be flyweight, and he goes through a whole list of them, including Samuel Tichi, Joseph Komi, Mohamed Amadou, and so on, Theophilus Kwakwa Lote, and so on. So now, my thing from this story that I'm taking and I have an issue with is teams, sporting teams, should not have to beg for money.
Actually, yeah.
Anyone that's going to fly the flag of Ghana must not have to beg for money. And it's an indictment on our attitude and the way we see sports as a nation if time and again our national sports teams have to beg for money. It's a problem.
And, well, to add to what you're saying, I think it's also our attitude as a nation towards certain sports. You understand?
Yeah.
But I feel like we should have crossed this bridge already, especially after what we saw happen at the All African Games. You understand?
Yeah.
So I feel like it shouldn't be just about football. We should do better. There are other sports out there.
Yeah.
And you know, at the end of the day, we cry when all these people go out there and say, oh, okay, I'm playing for England.
A different country.
I'm playing for that country. I'm playing for... And then everybody's like, oh, why is he not playing for the country? Why are you not doing it? You're not being patriotic.
Yeah. No, so I think it's so important for us to get it right, because it's not just the monetary returns that it brings to Ghana. Think about it. When Azuma was at his peak,
True.
were there monetary gains for the country? Possibly, but it was more about the street cred and the goodwill that Ghanaians had. I was a child when Azuma was, doing his thing on the continent. I was in high school. And yet somehow, it's because Azuma Nelson was winning, right? I could always show off.
Yes.
In my school, I was a big deal.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, do you know him? Do you know
Ghana,
Azuma?
yeah.
I don't know Azuma, but he's a Ghanaian, and that's all I care. And for me, that's what we need to think about. Not just the financial returns. We invest for good street cred globally. It's important. Yeah. Anyway, well, it's time for sports on that note. Sports reviews next.
All right, it's time for sports review. We're going to be starting with boxing. Ghanaian boxer Samuel Techi has announced his decision to move into the professional ranks after recording an outstanding amateur career. Techi made his announcement via his X, formerly Twitter page, in the lead up to the start of the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. He announced that he has signed to Streetwise Management as the first step in his professional career. The 23-year-old won bronze at the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan, and added to his medal haul by winning gold in the light welterweight division at the 2023 African Games. Techi's gold medal was one of the 4 gold medals Ghana won on the penultimate day of competition at the Accra 2023.
Yes, now on some UEFA Champions League news. This is the semis we're talking about. Now, Real Madrid beat Bayern Munich 2-1 in Spain last night and a 4-3 on aggregate to book their place in the Champions League final. Now, Bayern Munich took the lead through a wonderful Alphonso Davies strike on the break in the 68th minute. But Real Madrid fought back through 2 Joselu goals. Now, one in the 88th minute and the other in the 91st minute, after a VAR check ruled that the player was onside when he scored. Now, Real Madrid will face Borussia Dortmund in the final at Wembley on June the 1st.
All right.
Okay, so exciting times. We're going to see who's going to be between these two, Dortmund and Real Madrid.
Real.
Real?
Yeah.
You're doing Real?
Yeah. Should we bet?
No, I'm looking for an upset. I need Dortmund to win.
Wow. Why?
I think Real is touted as the best club globally.
Yes.
Of all time. It's time to knock them off their perch.
So you want to see something different?
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's time to knock them off their perch.
Anyway.